This conference will now be recorded.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday I finished that navigation part. You not attend, right? Do you have you gone through the video? I shared
Not,
that already.
yeah, not yet. I will.
Okay. Okay. So, Apro, is there any doubt in the yesterday navigation, creating a navigation? But actually, we are not created to copy the example code from the Bootstrap website. Okay. And customization part. Okay. How to use the navigation part. We done, right? Okay. So here mainly the Bootstrap is. Let me open the Bootstrap. Okay, so this is our official website for the Bootstrap framework. Okay, let me go to the grid section. So mainly here the total Bootstrap website is grid system. So grid nothing but like column. Suppose we have any web page, like a small web page or large scale web page, like suppose e-commerce website, you will have multiple columns, like from 2 columns to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns also they are going to use for displaying their products and some other information. Okay, for that kind of requirement, we are going to use multiple columns, like say multiple grids. Okay, so for that we are going to use the Bootstrap grids. So the Bootstrap grids is 12 grids, 12 grids based framework is Bootstrap is. Okay, so let me go to it. First we'll finish the grid system. Okay, what are the grids? Okay, and how it will work, how we can use that grids for different width of columns. Okay, so let me go to the layout. In the layout we have fluid response components grids. Yes. Okay, here they said use our powerful mobile first flexible grid to build layouts. So any kind of layout you can use these grids, the Bootstrap grids from 1 to 12. Any simple layout or some any complexity layout. Okay, you can use these grids and you can create the any layout. I mean any kind of layout. Okay, of all shapes and sizes, thanks to 12 column system. 12 column nothing but like 12 grids. Whether it is a fixed website or full screen website, we are going to use the 12 grids. Okay, the 5 default responsive types, SAS variables and mixins, and dozens of predefined classes. Okay, yesterday I teach you some of the classes like a fluid container, nabor expand SM. Okay, for the tablet, and nabor dark and MyBusy is custom class that I was created. Okay, and the fixed top also the Bootstrap class, predefined classes. Okay, like this we have so many classes for different requirement. For example, navigation, buttons, drop downs, list items, forms, images. Okay, so we have a bunch of classes just we are going to use and we are going to customize as per our requirement. Okay, so that means we have a lot of predefined classes in the Bootstrap. Just we are going to use those classes. Okay, so here they given some example here. So how it works? The Bootstrap system uses a series of containers, rows. So here the mainly first we are going to use the container and then rows and then columns. Like this is the order. Okay, first rows, whatever the fixed container or fluid container. Okay, and then rows to align the all columns, like 2 columns, 3 columns, or 4 columns. It's going to align the rows. Okay, and columns. So columns nothing but like some kind of, you can say grid, and we are going to place the content inside our grid. Okay, that is the order and way to use the Bootstrap containers, rows and columns. Okay, to layout and align content, it's built with Flexbox, and the Flexbox inbuilt in the Bootstrap. They included the Flexbox CSS. Okay, and is fully responsive. Below is an example and an in-depth look at how the grid comes together. Okay, here they given some example here. So for creating like this kind of 3 columns. Okay, this is one column and this second column and third column. Okay, 3 equal columns. Okay, so this is an example column. So let's see here. The first we started the container. Okay, the fixed container. Okay, and then row, and then column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay, just copy and paste in your HTML page, and you can use the content, and you can add so many effects for the each column. For example, background color or gradient or shadow or background image that you can add yourself. Okay, as per your design, as per your requirement. Okay, so this is like a basic structure for creating 3 equal columns using the Bootstrap container, Bootstrap row, Bootstrap call. So call SM is that is SM device. SM is that is tablet, iPad. Okay, so we have mainly two containers we have. One is the container, that is a fixed container, and second one is the fluid container, that is 100% container. In any screen, it will use the 100% width when you say the fluid container. Okay, but the fixed container, it's around 1200 pixel container. The rest of you have a high resolution device. The rest of space will take the left side 50% and right side 50%. As I said in the previous class, creating the HTML5 template and responsive section. Okay, so here as I said, total 5 devices they are mentioned, right? Let me say something like about the device I will categorize. So using these 5 devices, it will work on any device. Okay, so here as I said here, call SMS, they're targeting the tablet one. Okay, before tablet we have the smartphone, like mobile. Okay, for the mobile you can use column only. Okay, the Bootstrap class is column. Okay, the column is for the mobile, and you can say here extra small device. Extra small device is less than 576 pixels column. Okay, so that means for the mobile devices we are going to use the column class from the Bootstrap. Okay, in you can say it is extra small device. Okay, and this resolution is less than 570 pixels, 76. Okay, so that means from 0 to up to 570 pixels, any device, any smart device. Okay, it's depend on the pixels, it's depend on the resolutions. Okay, any device we can say that is extra small device, and we can apply the column class. Okay, for example, in the mobile device, the less than 570 pixel device, suppose if you want to use the 3 equal columns, just you can create 3 columns. Div class is a column. Like this you can create the code, and you can apply the column class for the mobile device for making 3 columns, 3 equal columns. Even though you can get unequal columns also. Okay, in that time you have to see the grid number, like column 4, column 3, column 7, like that. Okay, so this is for the mobile device. And the second one is small. We can say small means here the tablets. tablets or iPads also. So here greater than, okay, 576 pixels, 576 pixels. Okay, the column class is, here you can say call sm, call hyphen sm. So that is the Bootstrap class for the tabs. Okay, that resolution is above 570 pixels, because till 576 we are going to use for the mobile, and above 576 is for the tabs. Okay, and third device is, we can say medium. Medium, you can say call md class. Here you can say suppose desktops md desktops, you can say. Okay, so when you say the column md, so that is called like a desktop, like a tablet or resolution devices. Okay, so this resolution is the greater than 768 pixels. Okay, if you see these three devices, you have some continuation in it. Okay, the first mobile device is from 0 to 576 pixels, and from 576 to this is like a greater than, we're going to target the tablets from 576 pixels to up to 768 pixels is the tablet devices. Okay, and then third one is desktop above 768 pixels. Okay, and fourth one is large devices. Okay, here you can say call hyphen lg. So here you can say still large scale desktop, I mean high resolution desktops here. Okay, so this resolution is 992 pixels, greater than 992 pixels. Okay, from 768 to no 992 and above. You can say 992 and above resolution devices. You can say large scale devices, and the class is column LG. Okay, so these four classes we used till Bootstrap 1, 2, 3, and 3.4 is there in the Bootstrap. Okay, these four classes available in the Bootstrap 3. Okay, in the Bootstrap 4 they introduced the extra small device. So here you can say extra small device. No, extra large, not small. Okay, small means it will go to the mobile one. Okay, so this resolution is, let me say the class column hyphen XL. Okay, so this is for extra large device class, extra large call XL means extra large device. Okay, this resolution is 1200 and above. Okay, so like this we can use the total 5 classes for targeting 5 devices from 0 to 1200 pixels devices. We are applying the classes, and above 1200 above devices we can use this Excel class, so it will accommodate that content according to our screen resolution. Okay, so like this here they said already the column column sm means here they written for only the tablet devices, and this CSS will apply only on the tablet device. That means this class will apply on the tablet device. It won't apply on the mobile, it won't apply desktop or any device. So that means in each column we are going to apply 5 devices classes. First have to say the column, call sm, call md, call excel, call lz, call excel. So for each and every one column we are going to apply the 5 classes if you have that kind of requirement. Okay, so when you targeting all the devices from mobile to extra large devices, we are going to apply the 5 classes as I said here in the notepad. Okay, so like this we are going to create the grid system in the Bootstrap, and then we are going to place the content. Okay, when you have the right grid system, just you can use the content. That's enough. All the functionality, response, so everything will be up from the Bootstrap framework. So that is actually some kind of rules when using the Bootstrap framework and applying some CSS classes. Okay, all the features, functionalities will apply. No need to write to one line of CSS yourself. You need to write only for the customization as per UI design, as per your requirement. Okay, so that means when you use the Bootstrap framework, you will get around 60 to 70% of code. HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, and some like the components, just like navigation, carousels. Okay, forms related, modal box, pop-ups, pop-overs. Okay, the drop downs, buttons. So these are all like ready-made components. Okay, just you are going to use those content code, and you can write your content in that. Okay, so here they given some theoretical one by one, like the fixed container, fluid container. Okay, and just go through the theoretically. If you have any doubt, I will teach you. Okay, so first I will create the class some grids from 1 to 12, how we are going to use the grids for equal columns. Okay, for unequal columns. Okay, for the fixed container and full screen container. Okay, here they given some small table. They given the like device sizes. Okay, and device names. Okay, and other like class prefix, class names. Okay, and how many columns means grids, gutter width nothing but like padding. Okay, for each and every column you need some space. Okay, so for the each and every column have that 30 pixels. Okay, and left side 15 pixel, right side 15 pixel. Okay, and the nestable, so we can use the nestable containers, nestable columns also. Okay, and column ordering, yes, so we can change the order anytime that columns order, applying some custom classes, so we can change the column ordering also. Okay, so let me create the column section here. So I will put all these in comment of the navigation section, everything. The sponsor button. Let me remove this. Cannot use the nested comments, it will not work. So let me put yeah, now it is blank page. Okay, so here I'm going to use the first thing is what we have to do, the container class. We can use the container class, and inside the container have to use the class is row. Okay, this is the first step to create the container and row. Okay, so inside the row I'm going to use the 2 columns. here you can say the class is equal to call sm hyphen. Okay, I'm going to create the for the tablet. Okay, this is one column and this is another column, like two columns I use. Okay, so let me write some text here. So here you can say one of two columns, you can say like this. Okay, so first let me check this how it is displaying. Okay, the container was created because the content is in the center in my screen. Okay, the first one is the one of two columns and one of two columns, 50%, 50%. It was okay. Okay, let me apply some color for the background color so that we will see the column structure here. So where is my style sheet? So here I'm going to use the same class call sm. Let's say some background color, some violet color, something here. Okay, so the call sm background color is violet color. See this. Right, so like this you can create any like a fixed container or full screen container and then rows and then columns. Okay, this is the two columns. Okay, so here let's say call sm. This is nowadays it was taken by default two equal columns. Suppose I have two unequal columns like 30% on column, 70% on column. Okay, you can say here the number of grids after call sm. You can say the number of grids. Okay, let's say here for example the first column is 30%, you can say 3 grids. Okay, and the second column is the rest of 70%, so that means 7. So 7 means now it will be total 10, so the total grids you have to use 12. Okay, so you can use 9 grids for the 70% of column and this is for the 30% of column. Okay, so let me check now. Okay. SM3, SM9 is correct. Yeah, of course, yeah. The class was changed, right? So we apply the background color for the call SM only. Okay, for call SM3, call SM9 is not the background color. Okay, the content width is column width is changed. So the first column is 30% and second column is 70%. Okay, so two unequal columns. So if you didn't say any number of grids on the class, it will take the equal space. Okay, if you use the 3 columns, it will split by 3 equal grids. So that means first column 4 grids, second column 4 grids, third column is 4 grids. It will take automatically. If it is the 4 columns, the first column 3 grids and 3 3 3. It will take 4 columns, 3 3 3 grids. It will share equally. When you say specifically any some unequal columns, it will take the first column 30% and second column 70%. Okay, and now then apply me the color. Here you can say the first one. Let me. So here you can say in the class here SM3. I'm going to apply some other color. Let's say some light color. Light. This is the call SM3 color. And here I'm going to say some other colors. like for example some light green or something. Okay, so the column SM class is the violet background color, SM3 some light blue, and call SM9. Okay, SM9 background color is light green. Now we can see the difference, the first column width and second column width. Okay, so like this you can create the columns as per your UI design, as per your requirement, for making different widths of columns in your fixed container or full screen container. Now it is a fixed container. Okay, it was placed on the center, and when you want the full screen, like 100% width, just you can change one class on your code. So instead of saying the container, just you can say the fluid container. By changing one class, the total layout will be changed. See, now it is 100%. Okay, so like this you can change anytime. After completing your total code also, you can change the full like 100% container to fixed container to full screen container by using these two classes. Okay, and column section again is the same. The rows and column section will be the same. The columns will change automatically because these are all columns created with the percentage values, not fixed values. Okay, suppose let's say the fixed container is 100%. Okay, suppose here you use the 3 columns, so it will divide 12 by 3, like 100% by 3. So that means, as I said in the responsive, each column will take 33.33%. Okay, if it is 4 columns, 25%, 25%, 25%. So that means in any device, any size of screen, the column width will be scaled with the percentage value, whether it is a fixed container or a full screen container. So that is like some rule in the Bootstrap. Okay, so like this you can use the rows and columns. Let me create one more here. Suppose let's say here, just I'm going to copy all this code. So here, let's say again fixed container here, and let's say here only column. Okay, so this is for the mobile device. If you just call class, so that is only for the mobile device. Okay, and let me create the column class on the CSS also. Okay, so here I'm going to apply some other background. Let's say our border also some difference. Border 1 pixels, solid, and then some color. Let's say here some 3. Okay, let's see this. Okay, so in the fixed container we have the 2 equal columns for the mobile device, right? So here what I said in the code, just I use the call class only. Okay, in the same row, in the same container, I'm going to use 3 columns. Let's say 3 equal columns. Let me repeat one more column here. Okay, so this is 3 column requirement. See how it was that columns was scaled within the container using the same width, like equal width, 3 columns. Okay, the same way you can use the 4 columns also. Just you have to repeat the code how many times you want the columns just you can use the one more column. So that means the 4 columns in a row. Okay, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, like this. So that is a 4 equal columns. Okay, I have some specific requirement. Okay, so as I said in the in the SM device, okay, like 30% column, 90%, 70% column, the same requirement I have for the mobile also. So here I'm going to remove the 2 columns. Just I'm using the 2 columns. So here, let's say call size. Suppose let's say 11. Okay, and the second one is call 1. Okay, this is very specific requirement. Okay, like you can see like a block section. Okay, like that kind of requirement you can see this. The first column is 11 grids, and the second column is 1. Okay, so it was applied. There is no any CSS. That's right. So just let me call L1 11 and 1 also. Let me repeat the same border here. Okay, call SM9 11, and here you can say call 1. It's not SM, it's only for the mobile. Okay, so let's say the border. Okay, and you keep the first 11 grids is background color is this, and the 1 column is the border. See, so now the first column is it was used almost 90%. Okay, and the second column is 10% in the fixed content. Okay, so you can change anytime your container. As I said earlier, let's say even in unequal columns also will change based on your the container, fluid content. See now, okay, it's completely depends on your the container, fixed container and full screen container. The column structure scale automatically based on your screen resolution, based on your container. The columns will scale on the your container. Whether it is a fluid container, it will take total width of your screen. It is a fixed container, it will take the 1200 pixel container, as I said in the devices classes. Okay, so like this you can create any type of layouts, any type of columns using these Bootstrap grid classes. Okay, so is it clear, Ananda and Apurva?
Yeah.
Okay, so like this. So, okay, let me check on the mobile device how it is displaying. See, in the mobile devices, when you say Galaxy S5 360 640, it is 100%. Okay, now the last one is little bit because of the border only maybe. Okay, see, in the desktop, the largest lead devices, the first column, second column was placed side by side. Okay, and in the mobile device, placed one below one. Okay, as per my classes. Yeah. Okay, so the column SM3 column SM9 actually for the tablet device. Okay, but now I'm in the mobile device. So in the mobile device it is placing 1B level, but I didn't apply any mobile CSS class. Okay, so as I said in the starting, so when we didn't apply any CSS, the mobile response will work automatically. Okay, so here suppose if you want to apply any mobile CSS, you have to say the column class, like I said here. Okay, that is for the mobile, like small device. Okay, but even though if apply other device class in the mobile section, it will change automatically. That's one second. Hello, Anant and Napura.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So here the second row is applied. Here you said the two column classes. Yeah, that is for the mobile. So when you say two columns using column classes, so it's clearly for the mobile device. So that means in the mobiles it was placed side by side. So this is the first column and this is a side column side by side as per your mobile CSS. But here in the above section we didn't say any mobile CSS. So that means the content or columns will wrap automatically on your mobile screen. That's why we said in the starting, the Bootstrap is a mobile first concept. Okay, so like this we can contain the any content using these Bootstrap grid classes. So in most of the cases, most of the mobile screens, like if you say the responsive website, we are going to use 100% of width because this is very less resolution. Okay, so that means below like zero from 0 to 576 pixels in the mobile devices. Okay, in that small screen we cannot use the multi columns like 3 columns, 4 columns, 5 columns. The content looks will not good. Okay, anyway, we are going to use the 100% of the mobile width and placing the content. Okay, so like this we can use the Bootstrap grids for making layouts. There it is. Okay, so this is like a columns structure. So first what we have to do, the first one, the container, and then rows, and then columns. Yeah. Okay, so like this you can create the any kind of container using the grid classes. Let me issue other stuff like the components and other classes like text related, image related. Okay, and other like others are like a JavaScript related classes. So for example here, let me put on the comment. Okay, so here suppose this one I teach you already some of the part. Let me use once again here, not caps. Okay, h1 like main header, and the second one is h2 second header, and the third one is h3. Okay, so like we have three headers. In the three headers, what you can see the difference, some of those is the same, okay, but size is different. The font color, okay, the font is same on the three headers, h1 h2 h3, okay, and this only the size is different. Let's say suppose h1 is 34 pixels, like h2 is 28 pixels, h3 is the 22 pixels. Okay, so that means when you use from h1 to h6, uh, the different size will appear by default from the Bootstrap. Actual h1 headers font size is different, but from the Bootstrap they applied some different sizes from h1 to h6. And same time the Bootstrap font, the Bootstrap color, okay, and the Bootstrap for spacing is also coming. Those also applying on the headers classes, header tags. Okay, so like this, when you use any HTML tags, not only headers, if you say any like other tags like paragraphs, anchors, okay, list items, any kind of like text related, okay, by default the color and spacing it will apply by default. If it is a pure text related tags, the size will be different, just like h1 to h6. Okay, so here let's say here still if you want to use some like a big header, this is the default size, and use the h1 tag. Okay, suppose still if you want to use some class for the making the big header, okay, you have the some class here. So we can use the display class is equal to the display one. Okay, so display one means this is the highest header of the page. I mean big size of header. Class is display one. Let me check how it is displayed. See, so how much difference is from h1 to and applying display one head, display one class. Okay, so like this you can apply the display one to display four, like total four classes we have. Okay, let me apply this h2 h3 also. Let's say display 2, display 2, display 3, and the last one is display 4. Display 4. This is h4. Okay, so let me check. See, the header styling totally changed. Sorry. Okay, and some different font is applied. The color is same. Okay, and the font size and spacing was changed completely when you apply the display classes. You got it, Ananta and Apurva?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So like this, we can apply for making the big header, like for display 1, display 2, display 3, display 4. It's just like from H1 to H4. So H1 is the biggest header, and H2 is the second header, H3 is the third header, H4 is the fourth. First, second, third, fourth means the size of header. Okay, like this, we have the 4 classes only for the 4 different sizes from display 1 to display 4. We don't have display 5, 6 like that. Still, you can use the H5, H6. Okay, but we don't have a display 5 and 6. So like this, we can apply the text related CSS. So first thing, we have to find what is the classes available for the text. What are the classes available for images? Okay, what are the classes available for list items on buttons? So first we need to check out all these classes and then we can apply. Okay, so like this, you can create like this different sizes of header. Here we applied only the display one class. You can create like this kind of header. No need to write our own CSS. When you are going to write the own CSS, suppose I want a different color for the H1, then you have to write your own CSS. Okay, let me write CSS. Let's say, for example, H1. So I'm going to try for the H1. So let's say here the color tomato color like this. Okay, let me check whether it is apply or not. And it's applied. Okay, so like this, you can write your own CSS for the customization purpose, and you can apply on the text part. Okay, so is it clear, Apurva and Ananta? Okay, so here this is like for the text related. Text means whatever that can be headers, that can be anchors, paragraph, anything. Okay, when you use the any text tag, some defaults yes will apply, and when you apply predefined classes, you can apply the more styling of the text, right? Okay, so like this, you can use the any text related tags, and the next one is images. Suppose let's say here I have one image. Image source, we have already some images, right? Let's say images slash, do we have, no, in the Bootstrap we don't have images folder. Okay, let me copy the import. Okay, so these images we have, just copy entire the folder, pasting in the Bootstrap folder. Where it is this time?
There is no closing tag.
Yeah, we need to finish the image tag. So let's say here, here is the fruit image. Yeah, fruits. Okay, so this is my image. Just I placed this. Let me open the browser. Okay, so that is my image. So that is the default image. Default means it was used some width and height, and it was placed on the extreme top and left. Okay, and some default size. Okay, for the same image, I want to make the round like a circle without writing our custom CSS. I want to make in the circle. I teach you in the HTML5 template also. We may have to remember.
Yeah, height 100%. Height.
Yeah, border radius.
Yeah.
Border radius 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. So like this, in the Bootstrap also we have classes for making the round corners and making circle also. Okay. So here, let me apply the image where it is. The class, you can say rounded class. Okay. When you say the round class for the image, it's not applying. Image. Okay. The class is called rounded. Correct. And why it's not applying? Let's say circle. Yeah, round circle is applied, but that is not exact circle. It's like a oval. Why? Because that is so become when I apply the round circle, actually it should be a exact circle, but the image is came like oval shape. Can you guess it? Why it is came like that?
It's not square, maybe rectangle.
Yeah, image dimension is in the rectangle values. Okay, so that's why it's changing like from the image the original dimension to the oval shape. The image dimensions is exact like a square, like both values same, like width and height value same. It will apply the circle shape. Okay, so let me change check the image width. See the image width is 500 pixels and height is 375 pixels, right? So that is not exact square values. So that's why it came applied like oval shape. Suppose the same image I want to make the circle. Let apply some instant attributes here. Let's say here the width I'm going to say the width is I'm going to give the height value 375 pixels. Okay, let me check here. Now also not change because as I said before, when you give the width for the image, the based on the width, height also will be applied. That means height will be changed. So again, when you say the 375 pixels, again the height will be decreased. So in that also, it is not a same values on width and height. Okay, let me check here. Let me give the height also here. Okay, height also I'm going to say 375 pixels. So now both are the same, width and height. Same. Now it is exact circle. Okay, so but the image was stretched because that is not actual dimensions of the image. I have given some custom dimensions width and height for making a square and for making the rounded circle. Okay, like this you can apply so many custom attributes on the image section. If it already exact square, no need to give this. Of course, our image width is 200 and height is 200 means no need to give these attributes. It will apply directly the rounded circle. Okay, so like this you can create image also with the round circle classes. Okay, and let me apply the round borders. Okay, let me apply here. Rounded here in the Bootstrap 4.5, they introduced the size of border, rounded borders. Okay, so here let's say border 0 for the same image. Let's check. There is no any round borders. Okay, so let me apply other class. Let border rounded bottom. Okay, so let me check here. It's not applying. And circle. Okay, the Bootstrap class is correct. Let's
I have
say,
a question.
yeah, tell me, Apurva.
If you're using the same image, how does it differentiate for both of them? Because the title is the same.
No, this, yeah, here we have the two images, Apurva. The first image I used the circle, so the circle was created, and I used the second image for the round borders, not circle.
I know, but how, because both the pictures are the same, so how does it know like which one to do circle?
Here, based on your class name. So in the first image, I applied the rounded circle. Okay. In the second image, I applied the round bottom. So these two classes different. Okay, this is only for the round corners, not circle. So that means this image is different and this image is different. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so like this, we can apply the different classes for the different styling. Okay, let me check. Rounded. Okay, so let me apply the two classes. Rounded and rounded. Yeah, here we have the bottom circle left, LZ pill right is center. Okay, the columns. No, still is not okay. Let me say rounded round left. No, not applying. The class is the correct. Right. Let me check on the Bootstrap only. Okay. Here the Bootstrap CSS is not available in local, right? We are given the that is the CDN links. Okay. Okay. Let me copy and this one. Okay. So this is actually our Bootstrap CSS framework. Let me check here rounded class. Okay. Yes. Right, rounded SM, rounded radius, potent. Okay. So anyhow, when you say the rounded also, some radius should be applied. It is about 0.25 rems. Okay, so let me apply this rounded SM, because we didn't say any device, right? So maybe that is the reason. So now rounded SM. So rounded SM means that in the tablet device image should be applied the round corners here. Okay, let me check. No, it's not applying. Let's say MD. No, it's not applying, right? But it should work as per our CS Bootstrap CS, right? Not a various rounded top. Let's check one by one. No, it's not applying. Okay. Circle is working, and then why round is not? Uh, thumbnails is different. Image fluid. Yeah, rounded only. The class is rounded. Here also rounded. Rounded MX autumn blue blue. Yeah, same thing we've done here. Rounded. So when you say the rounded, I should apply some at least 10% of round corners. Okay, so that is rounded. It's rounded, they said, and some little bit round corners applied here. Okay. Rounded. Yeah, it's applying actually. It's very less radius here. Can you identify this? See on the top right, It was applied, but is very less well on the round corners. Okay, so here you can see on the top right corner.
Yeah.
Okay, it was applied, but is very less value. Okay, so let me remove the rounded class. Let's say here. Now it will be sharp edges because I removed the rounded class. See, now it is sharp edges. So on the four sides, you can see in the bottom right, bottom left, on top left also. So when you apply the rounded classes, again it will the rounded corners. Because that we are not able to see it because that is very less value. Suppose if you want to more radius, we can write your custom class and we can place. Okay, let me check here because in the for the bot radius they didn't give any size of radius. Okay, let me check other classes. Rounded top. Okay, let's check rounded right. Let's apply rounded right. Yeah, now also same value, but it is applied on the right side, top right and top bottom. On the left bottom, left top, there is no any bottom. Okay, it's applied only on the right side. So when you say the rounded right. Okay, like this we have some couple of classes for the top, left, right, and the bottom. Like we have the size the device also for rounded LZ, making circle, fill and all. So when you apply these classes, the image will be applied the round borders. Okay, got it, Ananta and Apurva.
Yeah.
Okay, so like this we can apply the classes for this. I think shadow also is there. Let me check the image shadow. No, this the shadow is different. Okay, we will check the tomorrow class. We can apply the shadow also for the image from the Bootstrap class. Okay, so this is the image related some predefined classes, and the below is the text related classes. Like this, we have so many classes in the Bootstrap, like thousands of classes we have. So first of all, we need to find in a proper order. So when you see all the classes, you will get confused. How many classes we have? Okay, for my requirement, what classes are available? What class should we apply? Okay, we need to check out like in some order, and then we can apply. Suppose if you have created one navigation, okay, and just copy the HTML code from the Bootstrap website, and you will have some dummy content and some predefined classes also. Out of that, if you want to apply some other navigation classes, what are available? Okay, and first you can check into the navigation section. What are the class available? What are the apply already? What are the not applied? And if it is required, you can apply other classes. Like that, you can check all the one by one all classes in the navigation section, and you can apply the classes. When you don't want, you can remove the classes, so that you will identify all the classes what are the available in the navigation. Like that way, you can check one by one. For example, navigation like a header, okay, and bridge columns, okay, like the list item columns, text detail related classes, okay, and any other mix of both like a CSS and JavaScript related classes for the responsive, for the drop downs, for the buttons, for the forms. We have multiple classes for each and every section. Okay, so it's very difficult to remember all the classes. So first of all, you need to find out what are the requirement to have. Like that way, you can check all the classes and then you can apply. Okay. Okay, fine. The tomorrow classes I'll teach you about this a little bit about the image, and then we'll go one by one all this.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Bye,
Okay.
Ananta.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
So,